up, coming into the finish line, we have our first solo lady coming in. Watch her go, Team Liz. You can just see there the fort in the background. You are watching the world's toughest row on the fort. It is packed full of people cheering Liz in. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for watching live here in English Harbour for the arrival of Liz Wardley, representing Australia and Papua New Guinea. She is toughing it out here. Strong headwinds forcing her back out to sea. Look at her go. Keep your messages of support coming in, guys. Let her know that you're backing her all the way. You might just be able to see the green buoy back there in the background. That's one half of the marker to let her know once she's finished the crossing. A flare will go off up on the fort.
That's it. Dig deep, dig deep.
Liz is our 18th boat to arrive. There are 19 boats still behind her. Absolutely incredible row from Liz. She's third in the solo class, coming in ahead of 3 4-person crews, 3 trios, 5 pairs, and 8 solos. What a stonking row.
Both.
Obviously, she's got her back to where she's going.
Left only, left only.
She's been here before. She knows Antigua well.
Go 5 over, 5 over.
Having witnessed the arrivals coming into Antigua in 2020 as a bystander, her inner oars were set in motion. A yacht master by profession, shy yet courageous,
almost there.
Made
Last 5 meters, let's go,
23-foot home.
Let's go!
For the past
almost there.
4 days. All on her own. And then
come on, push! Well done, Liz!
Yes, Liz! Wow.
Bravo! Come on!
Laughing and
come
crying
on!
at the same time. Her body is shaking with emotion.
Yes, Liz! They're going to take you out.
Wow. There were some serious winds out there just around the corner as she was coming into English Harbour.
Take it in.
She did a great line in, clearly knowing her way.
What a fight, Liz. What a fight.
Adrenaline junkie Liz Wardley. Always on the go. Anybody who knows her knows that. Racing yachts and foiling wind sports. Quite used to flying at high speeds across the ocean. And she's taken it down just a few notches to endure the 3,000 miles that she's just rode in 44 days. She left La Gomera on the 13th of December, 2023, and has arrived into Antigua on the 26th of January, 2024. And for those of you that don't know, she's rowing for Australia and Papua New Guinea just in time for her fellow Australians to recognise her national contribution, as today is Australia Day.
Come on! Well done, Liz! You did it, go! Well done! Great job! Come on, Abby! Come on, Abby! Well done, Liz! What a finish, girl! Great job!
Oh.
Yes, Liz! What a finish! Let's go! What a finish, great row!
Javier and Barney as well, celebrating the row. She even got them to hold the flags as well. Wow. She actually celebrated her 44th birthday in La Gomera during the pre-race prep period back in early December. Her boat, affectionately called Tic Tac, as it looks like a half-eaten Tic Tac. One day in, and Liz had her first big knockdown, which she said was good as it gave her a confidence boost, and then she could go and have a sleep. The week that followed, in the fast and furious early conditions, a few more knockdowns were had, but she accepted this as part of her role.
Vale. Pasaportes y todo.
Christmas and New Year, big conditions left Liz, as with many of the teams during that time, extremely exhausted. But with determination, she dug in deep to keep up. A week and a half ago, she noticed there was a marlin harassing her. As we know, the marlins can be a tricky predator around the boat as they hunt fish underneath the boat, and sometimes their spear-like snout or bill can pierce the hull of our rowing boats. But she decided to turn on the water maker and play loud music to ward it off. Then a week ago, she had another big knockdown, coming in as a shock to her system. And then a day ago, a capsize. So a knockdown is when the boat goes halfway over and then rights itself back the same way. And a capsize, it goes full 360 all the way around, righting itself immediately. But she ended up on the roof of her cabin. She was in the cabin at the time. So an even bigger shock to the system than the knockdown. And she gave us her video diary of that shortly afterwards, and you can see just how shaken she was. A couple of days ago, she decided to go north to get out of the gnarly conditions that were happening right here off the coast of Antigua. And it looked like it was going to give her some advantage as she started to look like she was racing our solo rower that came in, second solo rower that came in just earlier this morning, Wave Wrangler. Looked like she was going to race him into the finish, but he wasn't having any of that. And he stuck his oars in and got in just ahead of her. Some people here cheering her in, boats in the background. There's another one, couple behind as well. Yes. Okay, so let's head in. We're going to go into Nelson's Dockyard. You can see it there in the background. Keep your messages of support coming in. We will put on a holding screen while we get in, and then we'll get ready to watch her step onto land for the first time in 44 days. So don't go anywhere. Stick around. We'll see you in a bit. Welcome back to the World's Toughest Row Atlantic 2023 for the arrival of Team Liz. Our first solo woman to arrive.
Representing Australia and Bolivia, Liz Wardley, welcome to Antigua. Last 2 years, when you have made it all the way across the Atlantic Ocean, 3 miles, started your journey in La Gomera, first of December. Last year, you're now here saving time.
She actually renamed the race the World's Toughest Upwind Row.
Ladies and gentlemen, the star says we got a new race record! The fastest solo woman in the world's toughest row. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, make some noise for Liz Wardley! the first
in the
flag
women's
to be
class
shown here
coming
today
forth as well.
is the Australia, because this one is representing and looking for Australia. And you, ladies and gentlemen, you just witnessed it here at the backyard. Well done, Liz. So many days at sea, it's time to step on land. Ladies and gentlemen, would we like to see Liz step on land? We can do better than that. We need some noise here. Ladies and gentlemen, would we like to see Liz step on land? It might be slightly wobbly. There's some here who definitely want a hug here. We got a bit of a cramp. What a journey you've been on, this 3,000 miles across the Atlantic Ocean.
When we let her out on the water, she said that she
Also,
had been rowing for the
while
past
Liz is
18
taking a moment
hours.
here, for those who don't know, it's a very special day coming from Australia and arrive in the rest of this world in this subject because it is Australia Day! Liz, are you okay? Ready to step onto the podium? And I won't
18
lie, the
hours
podium
rowing
will be
non-stop to
moving
get
as well.
in. Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, what we all witnessed here today on this beautiful day in Little Stockyard English Harbor was the arrival of Miss Wardley. She started her journey in December 13th last year in Nagamera, and she's now here safe and sound, made it all the way across the Atlantic Ocean in a new race record of 44 days, 4 hours and 47 minutes! Taking off more than 15 days of the previous record. We have fellow ocean rower here, Kevin, also Finnish officer, with an I Row the Atlantic, and indeed you did, t-shirt and a certificate of achievement from our adjudicator, Ocean Road Stats. Obviously, there will also be awards, but we have to keep those for the London events at the Mayfair when we have the awards evening later on after the race. What a journey. And Liz, I know that you are not too much up for all this. Well, this is what you get when you cross the Atlantic Ocean, 3,000 miles, and set a new race record. What a journey it's been. You have more than, as a sailor, 500,000 nautical miles on your CV. Now you have 502,680 nautical miles. Probably the 2,680 nautical miles, the slowest ever you have done, because you're a bit of a extreme when it comes to water. It has to go fast, and you have done many races and across oceans. I met you here last year, where you came in at a very fast boat, and I could see there was something going on there. You really wanted this, and you have had an incredible campaign. Let us know a little bit about right from the start with the tight heavy weather and everything.
So, well, first of all, thank you, everybody. This is incredible. Yeah, so I've raced around the world 3 times, and I can tell you I've never had to dig so deep. This is, it's something very special, very different. Yeah, so when we left La Gomera, we basically, as a solo, was just hurtling full steam into a low pressure system directly west. There was nowhere else to go. So we're just full speed heading straight into a brick wall. And then after that, it was a bit of power anchor and then fighting it upwind to try and get south. And then to the trade winds that never came. So you got to change the brochure. There's no trade winds in the world's toughest road.
Did we promise trade winds?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Well, we can't control Mother Nature, and luckily for that. In terms of other challenges, a day ago you were upside down in your cabin because you capsized, and quite emotional when looking at it video you sent back, and as I watch it today. What kind of thoughts went through your head when a capsize 100, I think it was 144 or 40 miles before the finish, very close, and there you are capsizing. The boats are made to go on the other side again, and your boat did. But your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I was actually asleep when it happened, so it was a bit of a shock waking up on the roof. But I didn't get hurt. A few things went flying, and then the boat came back up to 90, but I had to go out on deck and kind of hike off the high side to get the gunnel out of the water because it wasn't draining. And all my compartments filled with water, so it didn't really want to come back up. But a credit to the boats because they're designed. I mean, I've put that boat through a lot, and we're here. So.
And your boat is called Tic Tac, basically because you think it looks like a Tic Tac that's been taken a bite of.
Correct. It looks like a half-eaten Tic Tac.
When you now, I'm pretty sure you're continuing with it sailing, and when you meet other sailors and alike that like speed, and you talk about this race, what will you tell them?
I'll probably stitch them up and tell them it's easy and tell them to go and have a go.
Liz, you have done incredible well, and we all witnessed it here today. You did your crossing in an amazing 44 days, 4 hours and 47 minutes, setting a new race record. Very incredible time you have done, and your entire campaign have been incredible, motivational to follow. You have sent so much content here. I can only back home. I can only tell people to go to your socials, Liz Wardley, and have a look. Incredible campaign here on Australia Day, and there's a lot of people watching back home. You will soon have a live interview with Charlotte on YouTube, and I'm sure she will mention some of that as well. But ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for a new race record on Liz Wardley. Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! Well done and congratulations. Over to Charlotte.
Now you can sit or stand, it's entirely up to you.
I can stand.
Yeah, okay. Well,
If I rode 3,000 miles, I can stand, right?
absolutely. So you were rowing for the Chumpy
Pulling
Pulling
Foundation.
Foundation. Tell us a little bit about that.
So they strive to break down barriers to get people sort of motivated to go out and do things beyond their comfort zone through sport and just in life. So it was a very fitting foundation for me to associate with because basically everything I've been through in my professional career has all been about breaking down barriers, and now to go and do this and to come in where I did and come in with that time, I'm a bit blown away. I don't really, 15 days off the record is
amazing. Yeah, and that record was that race record was set just last year, and yeah, you did incredibly well. So on your own, the whole way across. I mean, you had Javier and you had Barney. How did you get through those kind of isolating days?
I was pretty busy. Like I'd set myself a goal at the beginning of the race. I wanted to try and take 10 days off the record. So I calculated all the minimum speeds I had to do. So if I wasn't doing them, then I just didn't stop. So yeah, I put myself through a fair bit. But the isolation. I only really noticed it sort of more towards the end when we sort of had consistent breeze and it got a little bit more monotonous. But up until 5 days before the start, it was just full on. Like it was just relentless. So there wasn't really much time to stop and think.
And then you had that time out there to think at all when you were on power anchor?
I was only on power anchor for a few hours at a time. I kept pulling it up and trying to row and then putting it back out. So I think in total I was only on there for like 8 hours, and I used the time to sleep.
Using the time wisely.
Yeah.
Good idea. Well, you've got lots of people from back home. It's like 10 p.m. I think in Australia right now, or coming up to 11.
Yeah.
They're watching. They're on board. They're with you the whole way. They were celebrating you across the finish line there, and telling you that you're a massive inspiration to many Australians, and particularly on this day. So that's awesome. Anything that you would like to say to them?
I just thank you for following, and I've just proven it. You want to go and do something, just take it on and go do it, right?
Absolutely. And then coming in there to the harbour, I have never seen anybody dig in so hard against the headwinds.
Well, I just had bad memories of going into that low pressure system in the Atlantic, straight up a week after the finish, and rowing upwind for like 3 or 4 days, and I was like, not again. So I wasn't going to let it beat me.
And then you called it something when you were coming in here, not the world's toughest row, you renamed it. What did you rename it as?
The world's toughest upwind row.
For 44 days.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Liz.
Thank you.
Pleasure to watch your crossing. Take care and enjoy Antigua.
Thank you.
How you doing?
Give you a quick hug from Gyro. Lots of heartfelt support coming in for Liz.
That hug's for you, Gyro. Lots of love.
Ladies and gentlemen, Liz is heading towards the table for a fresh meal, some drinks. And it's still a bit wobbly. Let's give her a big applause. Morning. Between 8 and 9, we have 2 rows coming in. Ocean Grown coming in between 8 and 9 in the morning.
Liz Wardley is in. Incredible row into the harbour there from her. She dug so deep. We watch this and we see our solo women coming in, and I'm always amazed. And she did it so easily. That row in across the edge of the coastline there. You could tell that she knows the water. She knows how to do this, and she pulled it in really beautifully. As you just heard Carsten say, our next arrival is coming in tomorrow morning. It keeps changing. Last time I saw it was around 9 o'clock, I think, 9 a.m. That's Friday. Today's Friday. That's Saturday, the 28th of January. Ocean Grown, our women's pairs team, coming in tomorrow. So, as always, keep an eye on our socials. We'll make sure we update you on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook, you can actually Google Facebook or whatever your search engine is. Look for Facebook, look for World's Toughest Row on Facebook. You don't even have to have a Facebook account in order to check out the updates for each of the teams, the arrivals that are coming in. We've still got 19 teams to come in. So make sure you get on board. Keep tracking the teams on the YB Races tracker. Again, check the VMG recent up in the top right corner on the app there, and that way you can get the most recent estimated time of arrival, so you don't miss a thing, and you can be a part of all these people coming down here to celebrate the arrivals. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.